If you're playing Warhammer 40,000, Space Marine 2, and wondering why there's so much tension between Titus and Leandros, the answer goes back more than 200 years, all the way to the events of the first Space Marine game. Back then, Titus was a captain of the Ultramarines, respected, proven, a battlefield commander who trusted experience over strict doctrine. Leandros, on the other hand, was a younger Space Marine serving under him, loyal, disciplined, and deeply devoted to the Codex Astartes, the rulebook that governs how Ultramarines are meant to fight and behave. From the start, they saw war differently. Titus believed victory came from adapting to the situation, even if that meant bending the Codex. Leandros believed that any deviation from the Codex was dangerous, because in the Warhammer 40K universe, corruption often begins with small exceptions. That difference in mindset became critical during the war for the Forge world Graia. During that campaign, Titus came into contact with a powerful chaos artifact, something no normal Space Marine should be able to endure without being corrupted. But Titus resisted it. He survived exposure that should have broken his mind or damned his soul. To the player, this showed how strong Titus truly was. To Leandros, it was a massive red flag. In Warhammer 40K lore, chaos corruption is subtle, patient, and incredibly dangerous. Entire chapters have fallen because they ignored early warning signs. Leandros began to believe that Titus's resistance wasn't proof of strength, but proof that something was wrong. Instead of bringing his concerns to the chapter leadership, Leandros went straight to the Inquisition, the Imperium's secret police, feared even by Space Marines. That single choice is the heart of the beef. When the Inquisition arrives, Titus doesn't resist. He turns himself in willingly to protect the Ultramarines from suspicion. As a result, he is removed from the chapter and disappears for nearly 2 centuries. That punishment wasn't imprisonment in the normal sense. It meant constant interrogation, testing, and observation. His loyalty questioned over and over again. By the time Titus returns in Space Marine 2, the galaxy has changed, and so has he. He returns as a Primaris Space Marine, reforged in body but marked by everything he endured. Meanwhile, Leandros didn't vanish. He stayed with the Ultramarines and eventually rose to the rank of chaplain, a role dedicated to rooting out heresy and enforcing spiritual purity within the chapter. When Titus meets a chaplain named Quintus in Space Marine 2, it becomes clear that this isn't a coincidence. Quintus is Leandros, and despite everything Titus has suffered, despite being cleared of corruption and proving himself again on the battlefield, Leandros still doesn't fully trust him. That's what players are reacting to. From Titus's perspective, Leandros ruined his life by acting on suspicion instead of trust. From Leandros's perspective, he made the only choice that guaranteed the chapter's survival in a universe where corruption can spread silently and destroy everything. Neither of them is a villain. Neither of them is entirely right. Titus represents experience, intuition, and adaptability. Leandros represents doctrine, vigilance, and fear of chaos. Their conflict isn't just personal. It's a reflection of how the Imperium itself operates. A system where loyalty is constantly questioned, and even heroes are never fully trusted. So when you see that tension in Space Marine 2, the cold looks, the careful words, the lack of trust, it isn't random. It's the result of a decision made 200 years ago. A decision that can never truly be undone. That's the history between Titus and Leandros. And that history is why their story still feels unfinished. So now I want to hear from you. After everything you know, the history, the betrayal, the centuries of silence? Where do you stand? Was Leandros right to follow doctrine, no matter the cost? Or did he cross a line that can never be forgiven? Was Titus a victim of the Imperium's fear? Or a dangerous exception that needed to be watched? Let me know what side you're on in the comments below. And if you think this story still has unfinished business. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more Warhammer 40K lore, stories, and Space Marine content, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. For the Emperor, and I'll see you in the next one.